Morning, everybody. Hold on one second. Let me close some of these windows. So let me close some of these windows. Mm-mm-mm. Good morning. Mm-mm-mm. Morning. Rise and shine. So I decided to do this live this morning, talk about EB, the browser, because I have since added some features. And then also talking about some of the things that I'm offering because I am currently fundraising for the browser. So if you don't know, EB is the browser that I'm launching. I want to launch it today. This is a Web3 browser, Web3 enabled. So if you don't know what Web3 is, this is a totally blockchain crypto enabled browser, of course, built on the Guapcoin blockchain. Now, why is that so significant? I want to talk about some of the things that I want to do and some of the things that I'm already doing. So I foresee that things will be able to be taken down off the internet quite easily. And that's the beautiful thing about Web3 is that you now can pin things in like a forever place, meaning that if you put up a website, it doesn't have to be taken down. If you, especially if it's just you talking about your free speech, I'm not talking about if you're putting up porn or some whatever, but if you're putting up a website about your business, and then right now in the quote unquote free world, which is fastly being taken over by this administration by different various means and of control and free speech, et cetera, because we are now in a dictatorship, if you don't know, a full-blown dictatorship. So the beautiful thing about Web3 is that you can pin your website to the blockchain, meaning that your website site could be decentralized and distributed amongst different nodes. I don't know if y'all remember back in the days when we used to do Napster and all of that, right? And if you understand what peer-to-peer is, it means that pieces of the music or pieces of the software lived distributed all over the internet. And this created the whole peer-to-peer movement, right? So this was something that they could not stop. They could not stop you from or drag you into court over a piece of a file that you have, not to say like the whole file, right? So people were getting software and all of these things, and people still do it through the torrents, right? So now, essentially, the technology that has been used for the torrents is very similar to what's being used for Web3 now, right? And this helps to protect your freedom. Helps you to, hey, if you want to criticize the current government and they decide that they want to have you taken down, they could have you taken down under regular means, but it'd be difficult for them to have you taken down during Web3 means, which is why I built this entire browser on top of Web3. Now, is it 100% Web3? No, but it's Web3 enough right now, and we will eventually grow it to become 100% Web3 by being able to have our own interplanetary file system, which is what most people use now to pin things to the internet, right? And Web3. So you're talking about being able to upload your stuff and again, it be distributed and it not be taken down. And this is what I eventually want to be able to accomplish which actually I'll be able to accomplish within months. But I've been doing all of this on a shoestring budget as usual because a lot of the support that I put into Guap and Guap servers. But we need a cash infusion into Guap servers right now in order for me to be able to launch. So today, I'm probably going to be in and out of online. I'm going to be online with my audience. Um, and I'm going to be raising funds. You know, normally what I do is I offer some things, etc. Um, you know, like life reports and readings, but there's so much readings I could do, and there's so much reports I can generate. Today, I'm just going to be like, hey, this is the Cash App you can donate to. This is the PayPal you can donate to. Because we don't need to raise a lot, but we do need to raise something so that we can launch, so that we could get our servers kicked off, so that we can launch everything Black. So I'm going to go over some of the new features that I've added to the browser so you could see. One of the things that I'm launching is a decentralized, one of our own, quote unquote, kind of like YouTube, but decentralized, which also takes advantage of blockchain, which takes advantage of DAOs in order to be able to vote content off the platform if the content is, you know, needs to be voted off or whatever the case may be. So voting, community voting, tipping using Guapcoin, USDC, and various cryptos, etc. And basically less censorship. And I'm not going to say it's going to be totally censorship free because there are people out there who put some really weird, offensive stuff up. You know what I mean? And I want to be able to guard against that. But basically, if you're just respectfully saying your opinion and whatever your research or whatever the case may be, then you're fairly censor resistant, put it to you like that. So I'm going to share, and I've already shared the browser, but I'm going to share it again, share some of the stuff that it does. But this is our tube. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me start my server back up. How y'all doing? So, everybody's been talking about, we could talk about some of the current events that's going on right now. That this flood that just happened, and again, my condolences to those people that have lost a thing. But there are a lot of things that jumped out me directly about this flood. The fact that most of the children that died were girls. The fact that the girls' camp was called Camp Mystic. The fact that it was on the Guadalupe River. Guadalupe stands for the Virgin Mary, which we're talking about the death of quote unquote young virgins or girls. So it definitely seemed occult on many different levels. Things you got to understand, one thing about the occult is things happen on various different levels. Multidimensional things happen, right? So one multidimensional thing happening, I realize, is that the Guadalupe River is one of the it's one of the 5 rivers in Texas that contains the most alligators. So here you have them building a camp. This river has camps. They're building a camp in Florida in a swamp where alligators are, and they're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. Then you have this event that takes place on the banks of a river that also has alligators, and people die. They get washed away suddenly, which is what they want to happen to the people that they're sending to Alligator Alcatraz. You have to see the karmic connection between the two. And this is how karma works. You know what I mean? Like karma tells on you. It tells on you. You know, one thing happens one place and a mirror takes place somewhere else. You know, notice that you aren't hearing a lot of the administration talking about it. You know, they're not, you know, I haven't seen them out there, you know, talking to the people like you've seen Biden go to the people or whatever the case may be, but I haven't seen them go down to the people and they're not talking about it. There's like an eeriness going on surrounding that event, you know, and then on many different levels, on some levels, I feel that this was, you know, I said that you have to make offerings to the river, et cetera, to keep the rivers peaceful and keep them from doing things like that. But this has the signatures of a sacrifice, you know, like literally, like the girls, the virgins on the river being sacrificed. It has that, the goings ons of that. So, and today it's interesting. Uranus goes into Gemini, and this is the awakening. You know, this is people awakening more to the truth of things, enlightenment and being enlightened about things. Who things are typically in the dark and the occult. Gemini is also children. You know, so here we are. We have this event that largely impacted children, you know, disasters. So the Uranus and Gemini aspect of disasters is definitely going to be there. There's definitely going to be a lot of that. There's going to be changes and transformations in children. It's going to be the evolution of transportation. What's really interesting is all day, yesterday and today, I'm seeing videos and now people recognizing the driverless vehicles in Atlanta, the Waymos vehicles, which is Uranus and Gemini, driverless vehicles, um, and different modes of transportation now coming up, and technology speeding up. And yeah, this is a huge transit, and it take place on an Eight of Diamonds day. Today's an Eight of Diamonds. So that makes it even more potent energy. So I was talking about a little couple of stuff. Let me get this open. What happened here? It's not loading. Hold on, y'all. Copy console. Not loading in this era. So what I've added to the browser is, like I said, I've added the ability for the YouTube streaming, for the streaming channel. And that would be everything, every EBTV, everything Black TV. And I've also added a Metaverse Creator, Metaverse World. So people will be able to create their own Metaverse worlds, and they can either utilize them in the browser or they can utilize them in the headset. And I've also been working on a platform to be able to create your models, whether it's AI or whatever. So y'all don't know how much I achieved in very, very little time, but I'm super excited about it because I want to come off of Meta. I want to eventually come off of Meta. I want to come off of those places because we make these people rich. We make these people wealthy. And regardless of whatever law they pass, they can't do anything if we just stop supporting. And if we have our own stuff and we start pouring into our own ecosystems and our own platforms, et cetera. And people are like, well, what platforms? I've been building platforms for decades now. And my issue has been support. You know what I mean? But now I'm at a place where that's not even going to really matter because people are going to have to support, like, because they're going to need it. This is something that people are going to realize that they need. And when I talk about support, I'm talking about not even just the people, but other people in the community, whatever. You know, why are they not talking about these things that we've already built? Your faves, different places. You know what I mean? Why? Why? You know? So I'm going to dedicate this time and this week to educating why we need these things, what they do, and what I've created. So I've also dropped my Cash App and my PayPal in the comments. And y'all know when I do these lives and stuff like that, I'll never ask y'all for money. Like, I don't even do monetize anything. I don't do monetize lives. I don't do, where you're popping this and you're popping that, because that also controls what I'm able to say. You know what I mean? And what I'm up under. So right now, while I'm still here, I don't do those things. But I popped in today to go over some of the features that we have, and then also to share the fact that I am fundraising today so that I can get my servers going so that I can launch that browser tonight. So I said I wanted to launch today, woke up to the loss of some servers, having to rebuild some servers and all that stuff like that. So I was like, okay, got to raise money. So how y'all doing this morning? And this is my Cash App. And PayPal. And put this up. How y'all doing? And Venmo. So I'm gonna share these things, y'all. Good morning to all the people dropping in. So I wish there was a place I could make this smaller. Okay. I think I pinned it. So let's see if this is loading. Okay, it's loading now. So my login is missing. Hold on, y'all. I was doing a couple of little changes. So let me go over this a little bit. Thank you. Somebody's already given. I super appreciate it. So let me share my screen. Okay, y'all. Here I am. So this is EBTV. Let me take this down because this is blocking everything for me.
Welcome to the Black Crypto Revolution podcast.
So
I'm your host, Didi.
We haven't added the content yet. So this is going to be the homepage of that, and this will be
welcome to the Black Crypto,
the page of a video. So what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to subscribe to a channel, creator channel. You will also be able to support the creator with crypto. So you will be able to support the creator with Guap Coin and with USDC. which is like the equivalent of $1, by the way. And you'll be able to share, upload, etc., comment, just like you do regular videos on YouTube. So let me log in.
Welcome to the Black Crypto Revolution podcast. I'm
logged in. You have your dashboard, your creator dashboard that will give you your analytics, let you be able to customize your channel just like you do on YouTube. Some of the different things we have, like I said, we have a DAO, right? So I'm going to connect with my wallet. So I just connected with my Guap wallet, which is built into the browser. And this is where we will do content moderation. We will vote. We also can reward content creators, etc., using the DAO. So that means that the community can come together and can manage this, because this is something that I want to belong to the community. So this will be another piece of the browser, is our own video network. So as you can see at the top, this is my wallet because I connected with my wallet. It says I have no guap in that particular wallet, but you'll be able to connect with the wallet that's in your browser, and like I said, send tips, send coins, whatever, vote, etc. And then there will also be benefits, so viewer benefits for viewing content, etc. You'll be able to earn crypto as well. So this is one of the latest things that I added to the browser. If you missed it before, I'm going to go over the whole entire browser to show you some of the other features that are in the browser, but this is one of the newest features. I also added the ability to create your own metaverse worlds. Let me find it. I think that's here. Yep. Okay, so let me start up the metaverse world. I'm super excited about this, y'all. And these are things that I did, and I was like, I have to do it in the most cost limited way, because this could get out of control real quick. But there's a lot of features that I have built in the browser that are just free. Of course, there's going to be like more advanced features that you can pay for. I have free AI built into it, a free chat bot, all of that stuff like that. So let me start up the here we go. So I got my worlds here. So let me share this. So this is the world builder that is also going to be in the browser. So you will be able to build worlds in the browser, and then also you can use them in your any type of VR, because it's in the web. So you could use it if you have the MetaQuest, if you have the Apple Vision Pro, if you have the Pico, which I'm really pointing more towards going to the Pico, because I'm really trying to pull people off of Meta. You know what I mean? So you'll be able to go up here, you'll be able to build a world. And what's really cool about the world building is I'm adding templates in there so you can have events. So you can have your own metaverse event. So if you want to have a virtual conference, you can have a virtual conference in the metaverse. If you want to invite some of your friends, I don't know what happened, y'all. I opened up my metaverse thing and got blown out. So maybe it was the metaverse because it takes up a lot. Let me close some of these windows, y'all, because the metaverse takes up a lot of resources. So let me close some things. I think that's what it may have been. So let me close some windows and try this again. Because that was crazy. It's like as soon as I opened it, it crashed. So I probably ran out of memory. So let me close all these memory hogs that I have open. And ta-dow. Because there ain't no reason I actually should have all of this stuff that I have open other than the fact I have a real problem. So here we go. So I think I freed up some memory. All right. So now let's see. I gotta find my window, y'all, that I was sharing. Okay. So let me go back to let me see. Change port number. How y'all doing? Am I still here? Are y'all here? I don't see. Are y'all here? I see Neo up in the house. Are y'all here? Mm. Hello. Am I still online? Let me check and see if I'm still online. Ah, I'm here. Okay. I just want to make sure I was here. Thank you. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna open up the world builder again. Sorry about that. I think I blew my browser because it is VR, it takes up a lot of resources. So here we go. Bam. So here we are. So all right. Okay, y'all. So it looks like I'm definitely crashing my browser with this because I tried to add it again and it did the same thing. Let's try one more time. There we go. Aw. Oh, I'm so sad. So it's just not gonna let me share it. So let me do this. How about this? I'm gonna go here and I'm going to, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all a video of it because it is, StreamYard is just not having it. Okay, so let me go into this world. Okay. All right, y'all. It's gonna be a real quick video because when I'm sharing it, for some odd reason, it's crashing StreamYard. So I guess they're both fighting for resources I don't have. So let me share it. At least okay, first I'm gonna close it. Okay, so now I'm gonna share the video. Okay, so let's see here. So what I'm doing here is, this is where you create the worlds. And I already have a world created here. So this is a world that I started creating, actually. So I don't have any objects or anything in here. But what I can do is, you can see I have an environment and I chose my little funky avatar. But I can upload a stage here and some seats and some other stuff, and I can invite people here and I can do a presentation and all that stuff like that. So this is the VR part that's built into the browser. So, you know, if you are a VR head like myself, and you like to build worlds, or you like to visit worlds and stuff like that, or even your kids or your teenagers, guess what? We got our own now. So we will be able to build our own worlds and actually do some things in here as well. So I have built a world-class browser that I am super proud of. And if you haven't seen it, I'll pull up the browser real quick. Let me pull up the browser. Hold on. Oops, y'all. Hold on. Okay, so let me share that. It's pulled up. So this is the browser, and this is a search. What I'm doing with the search is it prioritizes the Black businesses that are inside, that are built in. You can be able to add your business, etc., there for free. Don't charge to add businesses. What I do charge is to feature businesses. So if you want your business on the front page, then I'll show you where you can go to get that when we launch later on today. So if you want your business on the front page, you want your business featured, yada, yada, yada. It's not a lot of nice places that we can feature your business. But so built in, we have the Web3 right here, which is, this is the crypto part. This is connecting to the Guap blockchain. And let's see if I can remember my password, y'all. I'm just as bad as the average person. Okay, so I'm logged in. So now I'm logged in. This is my wallet address. I also have imported a custom token, which is RapGuap. So you will have opportunities to create your own custom tokens, and you can import it in here as well. And this just has the network information, and I can send transactions here, right? And then I will be able to go to, this is actually going to be built into it, domains dot everything black dot xyz. So this is where you'll be able to go and buy domains that you can use in the browser. So like we have .guap, we have .hbcu, and we'll be adding more domains as well. And these are, I haven't bought any domains on this wallet yet. But when you buy domains, you'll be able to manage your domains, etc. I went through the whole process the last time of buying a domain. And, you know, that's what you'll be able to do. So you'll be able to have your own domain forever. You don't have to worry about registering a domain and then having to register every year. You will own that domain forever. You could even buy domains and you can sell domains as well. In the marketplace that we'll have next. So, you know, just stock up on domain names and resell them and get royalties and stuff for that. So we have that built in. We also have our AI assistant. So we have the built-in AI here, you know, like our own quote unquote ChatGPT, that's free. And, you know, you can do certain things. These are just starter things, but you can go in and, you know, you could ask the AI anything like you would ask ChatGPT, etc. Give me business ideas or whatever. This is just a thing with some business ideas, and you can flesh out your business ideas. You know, so we have our own chatbot. And let's see what else we have that I'm missing. And then there's EBTV, which I showed y'all. This is the link is going to go live when the browser goes live to EBTV. We're also adding a link for mental health resources, financial resources. We'll be adding a resource link, which is like a resource directory of things that people would need and et cetera, you know, kind of like built into it. Eventually, we want to expand and we want to do other things, but this is a beginning, you know. So if you just kind of popped in, I shared our domain. I'm sorry, I shared our information for you to be able to donate to the project so that we can get our server situation in check so we can go ahead and launch. So this is going to be something that I'm going to be talking about all day, whether on my Instagram, whether I pop back in on YouTube as well. So yeah. So we're doing great things. I mean, this is something that's going to be totally necessary. They are trying to wipe away our history, you know, they're trying to wipe us away, trying to erase us, but we cannot be erased. And this is a place where that's going to be, you know, where you can find things that hopefully, you know, if you can't find it anywhere else, you'll be able to find this here. When it comes to the culture, when it comes to the history, and even built-in social media platforms, things like that, for separating ourselves and coming off of there and giving them our social capital and taking back our social capital and being able to build great things that we can utilize, and we're not dependent on the system, especially when it comes time for them to take things away and to censor certain things. So we're trying to build as censor-free a browsing environment as possible. So that's EB, y'all. So I'm going to leave this up, and if you could share it, because again, and if you can tell people to donate and give to the project, that's going to be awesome. And I will be around. So peace, y'all.